We're going to dive into Fantom today and take a look at the key levels both to the upside and to the downside. Definitely a coin that people want covered, really hot at the minute, and another layer one to add to the list that has been performing really well since the start of this bull market. The general trend, as you can see, since the entirety, which is really coming up to nearly 2 years now, has been a really strong uptrend, bar some big corrective phases and periods. But this is a coin where we want to look to add into areas of value and join the uptrend, right? We don't want to be doing either of two things, which is one, trying to find opportunities to short the market, or trying to find places where we can just chase green candles. So we don't want to chase big green candles. We want to wait for those areas of values to join. So EMAs across all time frames. EMA 21 is our key momentum indicator. And what we can see here, we're above it on the weekly. Any time that we're above it, you can see that we're strongly uptrending. So likely we're going to want to be pushing into higher prices into the short to near term, but we do want to be adding on pullbacks. I wouldn't recommend buying just after any big green candle. So we can see that on the weekly, the daily, and even medium term time frames like the 4 hourly. We're still above that, so trend is up. Okay, so let's start marking out our key areas of of buy zones and support resistance and build up that market structure. So what we've got here is we're essentially in this big channel, the really macro channel, but within that we're essentially wedging up towards this area over here, it seems, especially with the momentum that we've got at about $6, $5, $4. So definitely an area that we can attack. So first things first, the areas of value where we can look to enter, and then we can take a look at some price projections moving forward, right? So FTM at about $1, at about 95 cents is going to be the absolute key floor. Okay, should there be any kind of catastrophic crash, so like I said, mark out these levels where we can see super clearly on the weekly, we've got these areas over here. So if we were to come back down here, you would expect to see strong support, but that's quite a way away. Next area, okay, which is a little bit more realistic in the short to medium term, would be that $1.90 mark, okay, where we can see if we dive down into the daily, we can see we've either flipped this as support resistance. Oops, let's take a look here. Whoops. Over here, over here, over here, over here, multiple times. So if we were to come back down here, this would be a good area to start adding positions in if you're bullish on Fantom. On a smaller time frame than that, what we can see on the daily, the next level above that is going to be the $2.50 area, where we have seen wicks resisting and supporting this whole area over here. So if we were to come down here again, I imagine this is a bounce that you could play, or an area of value to buy into. You don't want to buy into breakouts. Breakouts usually result in terrible trading strategies. You want to buy low, sell high. Pretty simple, right? And really the intraday level to look out for is maybe if we do get some kind of push higher, and then we get a push back down to the $3.15, which is either an intraday trading level that you can look out for, or if you're really aggressive, which I personally wouldn't recommend if you're like holding spot long term. I don't usually tend to buy it up this high. I usually tend to wait for the levels, and if they don't come, then I just move on to the next coin, wait for the next opportunity. There's always another opportunity, but the next levels over here is what we could, like we said, $3.15 here. And I would imagine if we bring up our VPVR, our traded volume, we can see, there we go, perfect, that these levels are super confluent with the low volume nodes that we always speak about. So about this $1.90, you can see we get low volume, and at those levels, price isn't traded there for a very long time. So we either tend to slice straight through it, or we tend to use it as strong support resistance, where we either bounce up and down with big wicks, because like we said, no one is doing business at those levels for a long period of time, and we're talking like days or whatnot. We're not going to hang around at exactly those levels typically for like weeks on end. So we've got nice confluence there. So those are the key levels that we want to be looking out for. Anything other than that is probably likely just going to be noise. So let's clean up the chart a little bit and start to have a look at the FTM BTC. BTC, okay, levels. So I've marked these out. This is really simple, and you know, you typically want to stick, if the chart is like really simple and it's giving you like clear areas of like support resistance, it's usually a good chart to trade. Okay, so essentially for FTM, if BTC takes the lead for a while, or we get some sort of correction in Fantom, the first area that you're looking to buy for BTC values is going to be about the 5,000 sat area in and around here, where we've seen buyers and sellers step in before. Strong area of support resistance over here at the 2,500 level. And we've got our ultimate base over here. And remember, you'll typically find that when you reach these key levels, they're going to be in confluence with the USD chart, which is going to give you a higher probability of the trade. So you always want to look out for those, okay? So when you see something like a price come down to here, and when, let's say we do get like a 30% drop versus FTM BTC, I would not be surprised if this links up with, you know, some of these other green areas that we've marked out, because again, that's essentially how they work, where they're going to be working in tandem. So those are the key levels to look out for. Now, if we have a look at some of the price targets that we can aim for, we're seeing a lot of fib extensions and confluence at about that $5 to $5.40 mark, okay? And I'll just show you exactly those key levels now. So if we take some extensions of the major waves, okay, some of this low that we got last summer into this motor wave that we peaked out at the back end of October, we can see that we've got one big level over here that we can aim for, okay, which is about that $6.80 mark. So that for me will be like a top end target in the short to near term, right? But also if we have a look at some of the extensions of some other key waves, we can see that from here to here, if this wave was to continue up higher, the 1.618 from the level of you know, the low in September last year to the low in December last year as well, we can see that we're getting about the $5.40 mark over here, and we're getting a one-to-one over here at about $3.84. But we spoke about the $5 a moment ago, and the reason that that's also very important is that if we take our fib extensions from the actual impulse waves as well, we can actually see that what we're getting, okay, is from here from the summer low, we're getting again an extension of this entire wave over here. The 1.618 of that is about that $5.40 mark. So again, we're getting more confluence over here, so we want to be looking out for that. And then again, if we take the extension from this wave over here, right, we're also seeing, right, from the low of December, from when we cut down into the start of January, if we were to continue up in the same fashion at the moment, again, you're seeing confluence over here at that 5.4 level. And like I said, somewhere between that $5 is showing us that this is an area that is looking like it might be a bit of a magnet for Fantom. So those are the areas that we want to look out for. So we've got those upside targets, and like we said, areas of value to add into is going to be somewhere around really, you know, that $2.50 mark, and then about below that $1.90. But you can still add into areas of value, you know, somewhere along this trend line, maybe somewhere along the weekly 21 EMA. That they're going to be the key areas to add into, which is going to be somewhere probably, you know, along this area over here. Don't chase big green candles like this, okay? Wait for the retracement, get in at a cheaper price. The market will always give you those opportunities. So yeah, just be patient. Okay, until the next video, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you found that content super helpful and you learned something from it, then like I said, go ahead and drop me a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next video.